Introduction into Mutant, the web client, and today we're gonna create a few contact sheets and show you how to upload and download, and it's really quite cool. So you see the Mutant homepage here. We're working on a new homepage that will go live this week, but until then, this is what you see. You see this place here where you can drop stuff. You can actually drop it anywhere on the page. So what we'd like you to do is just take a bunch of pictures. Can be anything, can be like 60 megabytes, 1 gigabyte, whatever you want. And can be hundreds of pictures, can be 1,000, can be 2,000 of pictures, and just drag them in here. What Mutant then does it is indexes these files first. Like it uploads them to a cache and makes an inventory of those pictures, and then gives you options what you want to upload. You can just create what we call a fast contact sheet. And a fast contact sheet is nothing else than visual representation of those images in high resolution. You can immediately browse this. This is quite cool. You can also take those pictures and rearrange them. It's very performant. You will notice, by the way, these floating menus, you can always minimize them. You will find them down here. Same goes for the download menu, for example. You click on it again, you click on the upload menu, and you click on a new button. Like they all appear, and you can move them around, and you can show more options. For example, in the download menu, you can expand this, show a few more options, and minimize it again. So now we have a lot of space here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. This is the cool thing about Mutant, is that you see all your pictures in full size. So you can browse incredibly fast. You can also, down here you have two tabs down here. One is called selection. If you select an item, they will appear down here. You see that? You can also go in between in this area, like enlarge that. So you can look at the selection bigger, or at your content view. The content view, here you have some view options. You can change the view to a mosaic view, grid view. You can, what we call, it's the magnify. It opens a horizontal view on top of everything. You can move it around and close it. There's so many different options. I will make another video that will show you how that works. And again, enlarge this, contract this. We programmed it in a way that is highly performant, which means there should be no delay. I personally hate delays. I can't work when my flow of work is interrupted. So this is what you try to achieve. And it was incredibly hard, by the way, to do that, because you have to work a lot with cache and like how you empty the cache on time and how you deal with constraints within the browser. But I think we did a good job. Here you have the navigation lane, two tabs. One is for selection, one is for navigation. Navigation shows you a smaller representation of those items, and you can click on them and browse. By the way, the reason why this is so dark here right now is because I chose an option here in the menu with this hard to understand icon. We change all that. Like, we're working on it, guys. To switch on the light and switch off the light. If you switch off the light, you only show selected items in bright light, and the others, you basically isolate them. And you can switch that on and off. This is how it looks like. It's quite a cool function, especially if you want to show in let's go to another view, for example, this one here. And you see the difference between switching on the light and switching off the light. Here you have plus and minus buttons. You can zoom in and out. Let's go to the grid view. And you can see when you select something, it is really highlighted. You can then also filter all of that stuff. If you go into review mode, you have here the selection. You can say only show me the selection or show me everything. And you see the difference when you switch on the light or you switch off the light. You see how that might look different. Yeah? It's quite more easy to see what you selected. Obviously, while you select, you want to see everything, so you switch on the light. Then once you isolated things, you might switch off the light in order to take a better look. And in horizontal view, it looks like this. Then everything is basically pretty dark. In the moment when you switch on the light, you can really have a very fast way of scrolling and through the pictures. When you decrease the size of your browser window, you can change the aspect ratio, basically, so you see more pictures at once. This is a really cool function for sorting pictures. Let me show you what I mean. I switch off the light and select an item, and I select 2 or 3 items, and now I want to take these items and put them somewhere here. So I just take them from here and put them here, and then I click and I navigate there. I can do the same thing from above. I take these items and put them down here, and I see exactly where I put them. Now I can scroll them manually, so I might over scroll, or I just click down here and it navigates to exactly the right position. Let's do this again. And the whole thing is made so you can look at a lot of pictures at the same time. So it's obviously very focused on the big screens. Like that's where the real power comes from Mutant, where it beats basically everything out there, because everything out there doesn't display pictures in that size. Maybe Lightroom does, but not hundreds at the same time. And on the small screen, you can do similar things, but small screen would be something like this. Like it's obviously of even much higher utility when you have big screens. And also you can open as many browser windows as you want with this. Let's switch on the light. Now let's continue here. So we now index these files. Let's go back to upload. We didn't upload them yet. They're all in memory right now. It's basically, we give you the opportunity to say, hey, come on, like before I upload, I want to take a look at it. I want to maybe sort them. I want to change the order. And I want to make sure I only upload pictures that I want somebody to see. For example, you could say like, I don't like this picture here. So you, what you do is you click on it and you just delete it. Yeah, like you review and revise before you upload. Now you have several options here. We have your originals, raws, if there would be any present. The fast contact sheet tells you like how you want to have thumbnails. Thumbnails is maybe the wrong word. It's high resolution versions of those pictures. You can go up to 2560 pixels in one dimension, and you can also just upload the originals. So the important thing is that you have the option. You do not have to upload the originals if you don't want to, but you can if you want to. You can also upload them later. It's called matching. What you do is you first upload a fast contact sheet, which is a representation of the pictures. It's like, think about it like an IKEA catalog. Like you don't choose the furniture by bringing all the furniture. You have a catalog, like pictures made of the furniture before you look at them. And later you can order the ones that you want. Why is that important? Because sometimes when you send hundreds of pictures, sometimes thousands of pictures, and they're really big, it's like gigabytes of data, and it takes you like maybe an hour to upload them, an hour to download them, then you have to open them with a Finder and so on. Instead, you drag them into Mutant and you create a fast contact sheet made out of them, and then you just upload that, which is like 100 megabyte made out of 5 gigabyte, but they're still incredibly high resolution. You can still see everything. You can even make it bigger. You can make 200, 300, 400 megabyte. You decide. And you don't transfer the originals. Later, you say from these 10 files, I want to have the originals, and within the same contact sheet, you can upload them. I will show that in a different video. It's called matching, and it's quite phenomenal. So let's do this. I don't click on the originals. I just upload the fast contact sheet. As you can see, now we're at 13 megabyte. With the originals, it's 42.4 megabyte, and just press start upload. So now it creates the contact sheet. You see the versions of the picture down here. I zoom in a little bit so you can see that. Do you see this thing here? This shows the resolutions that we save. You can also choose not to display that. That's just for convenience. And as you might see now, as we're reaching like 100%, now from the server, all the versions come down and they're being added to those files. So you can now click on these pictures and display different versions of those pictures. The small ones are really ridiculously low resolution, but it's just to show you how all of this works. So now the contact sheet is done. You create a create shared link here. And you can also do that while you're uploading that. Like you can copy that link way before. And I now will go to the browser and paste that link. This is what somebody else across the world will see. That's the first thing they will see. They will get the shared link thing. You can decide whether you want to download originals, thumbnails as a zip file, a single file, if you want to browse the images, or maybe even rate the images, which will then go from image to image, and you can give it ratings like star ratings. You can do that with the light switched off. Once you do that, this is how it looks like. It puts a spotlight on a picture and you can rate them. Or you go out of this mode, you just browse the pictures. This speed, let me show you this again. Imagine you send somebody 40 or 50 megabytes of pictures in a WeTransfer file or in a Google Drive file. What happens then is you access it and you see small thumbnails, and it allows you to download a zip file, if at all. Here, with Mutant, you paste this link, and immediately, this is what you see. You can immediately start to browse these pictures. You don't have to download anything. You don't need your Finder to do it, because let's be honest, if you look at these things, let's try that. Let's download this whole thing as a zip file, and let's take a look how it looks like if you do all that in the Finder. Here, let's access the Finder, and here's the file that we just download. So these are the same pictures. Take a look. Now let's zoom in. That's the maximum size I can get. And now I'm taking a look at them. I can now press this space, like, and then go into the preview. And this is how I browse these things. And if I now want to rate them or I put them somewhere, I probably create a new folder. I could also go to Lightroom and do that. It all takes a lot of time, and you have to download and upload. And that's incredibly inconvenient once you reach like gigabyte sizes of files. In this case, you create a convenient link made out of pictures, made out of your bigger pictures, that allows you to browse and rate them, take a look at them, and select pictures. You can do like this, for example. I take these 3 pictures and I download them. There's so much things you can do. So this is an instrument to make selections and tell other people what which pictures you want. Maybe even just take a look at them. You can use that in a presentation. You can use it easily by projecting that on the screen and then showing people, I don't know, pictures from a presentation or from the latest Instagram campaign or something. And it does it so much better than you would do it in the Finder, because this is not really a good presentation tool. Mutant can be.